The following story contains adult themes and depictions of violence and trauma. This podcast is not for children. Please, be advised.
What?
Is it true, Captain?
What is?
Play coy with me. Is he really with Anne?
You heard the words out of her mouth.
Argus divine, lay wrath upon my soul. That sick, twisted bastard.
Shh, keep your voice down.
He always gets what he wants, doesn't he?
He's just our employer.
He stole her away from me.
He wasn't wrong, though. You did sign a contract.
So you're siding with him?
I'm not saying that he's right when he makes those kinds of decisions, but what do you expect? This is his kingdom, his home, his people. The world is his.
He threatened to kill me if I went against his wishes.
If you break the contract, you forfeit your life.
Why are you excusing his actions, Sayoko?
I'm not. They aren't completely justified, but it isn't up to us to tell him whether his actions are just.
Does he have dirt on you?
No.
I don't understand your loyalty.
I don't understand your loyalty to that girl.
Really, Anne?
Why do you seem so set on having her, even when things are over?
She needs to know the truth. It's only fair to her.
What are you going to gain out of this? She isn't going to take you back because you had some unknown information.
Captain.
You've hurt her already. Are you really going to inflict more pain on her?
I don't care if I can't have her back. She still deserves the truth.
There's an abundance of wheat within the fields this year. I suppose crops will be in a high abundance as well. Half goes to the other villages, half goes to the capital. We haven't gone through a famine in years. I'm fairly proud of myself. Finally. It's been years. The kingdom is finally healing. No more famine, destruction, war, terror. Finally, everything is right in the world. Even with the lingering threat of the rebellion, the world isn't as terrible as it once was. Why is that? Is it truly love? Has the lack of love truly blinded my perception? It's quite sad, if I do say so myself. The feeling is heavily addictive. During the day, it gets rough without seeing her. The lack of her in my schedule is upsetting, but it's what must be done. Yet, the night is ours. In the late hours of dusk, we meet. Whether it's in the courtyard, my office, or a lounge room, the place doesn't matter. As long as I have her in my arms, I feel all right. Is this what love truly is? To feel your heart burst as she enters the room? To have your heart pace, knowing that she's coming? To feel sick, worried that someone could take them away at a moment's notice? Calm. I must remain calm. A trait that I'm not particularly good at. At a moment's notice, I can snap. Oh, goddess. I hope I didn't scare her the other day. My words came out of one ear and went out the other to that maid. My patience was running thin. Am I really bribing them? I wouldn't consider it a bribe. I'd consider it blackmail. Saren, Kisame, Kuro, and Aurelia, they're the only ones. I don't have anything on them. They joined of their own volition. Catalina, Kitayan, and Sayoko all suffered a similar fate, yet different. Despite what happened, they still display their loyalty for me. Jacob Wyndham came for money, ashamed of his previous life. He begged me for his position as a mercenary, not wanting to leave his high social status. That's why it's quite disappointing. I had high hopes for him. He's risking everything he once sought, just for her. However, you can't break a contract that easily. He'll be the first to betray me. I don't believe that anyone else will follow him, but it's going to happen sooner or later. The only one left is Riley. Riley won't betray me. I've made sure of it. It took many years, many days, many hours. She will remain silent. No one needs to know.
I can't wait until the garden is finished. This place looks like a wonderland. Maybe he could hear me if I shouted for him. Your Royal Highness? Your Royal Highness! Your Royal Highness! Down here!
Lady Anne, it's quite good to see you.
Yes, of course!
Do you need anything, perchance?
I just have something to tell you, sire.
Speak, my lady.
May the gods bless you in all that you do.
Thank you, my lady. May Enyo Divine shine justice on thee.
Thank you, sire.
I must get going. My work calls for me. You know where I am if you need anything.
Of course. With that, he was gone. It's harder to love Zane publicly as it was for Jacob. Jacob didn't care about public image or whether anyone saw him with me. With Zane, we can't do that. He has an image he must upkeep, and so do I. I'm a lady in waiting now. I'm lucky to be in this position that I'm in. Normally it's a lord's daughter or someone with a high status. It was none of those things. My status is a lie I must upkeep for the queen. No one really knows my name anymore. Everyone knows me now as Lady Anne of Arundel. My name has just become Anne. Maybe that's for the better. I wouldn't want anyone to trace me back to my roots. My roots. Mother, father. It took some time, but I finally understand now. You wanted me to seek happiness, didn't you? The both of you knew that in that moment you gave up your lives for my happiness. Even though I would have had nothing left, it was a sacrifice that won't be in vain. I'm going to find Elliot. He has to still be out there. No matter where he is, I'll find him. From there, I'll live out my happy life. I should probably head in. It's starting to rain.
Captain, do you have time?
It's almost sundown. I'd head to your post if your shift is getting ready to begin.
Oh, no, not the time. I mean, your time.
If I have time?
To talk?
Oh, right. Yes, of course. What's on your mind?
Is it true?
What is?
What Catalina said? That I'm a child, and I have an ego?
No, it isn't. You're a man and you're just fresh from the academy. She can't expect you to be some manly man who fights hard for fame.
So I am like that, aren't I?
What? No.
Yeah, well then why does everyone treat me like a child?
I couldn't really tell you, Kisume.
Do you see me as a child?
No. I see a talented young man that'll hopefully surpass his elders.
Thanks, Captain. I just really needed to hear that.
Don't worry about them.
What?
I know that they treat you harshly, but they do care about you.
Thank you for your time, Captain.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
When did you come in?
I was in here before you came in. I just wanted to talk to you about something.
Goddess, it seems like everyone wants to talk to me today.
I get that. I brought it in for you. I thought you could use it.
Thanks. So, what's on your mind?
Didn't that Catalina situation seem out of character to you?
I expected her to snap eventually.
Is the prince really going after that girl?
As much as he'll deny it, he is.
Gods, what a turn of events.
In a way, I expected it as well.
How, though?
Somehow, she was able to break down his walls. She found a way for him to open up to her.
That takes some talent.
Leah?
It's true. Name one person other than her that Prince Zane is able to open up to.
Prince Vincent?
That doesn't count.
Queen Rosalia?
That also doesn't count.
Okay, you got me.
I applaud her tenacity, though. To be sought after by someone so cruel and hardened, only to melt between the fingers of a woman.
She's quite interesting.
Quite. She lashed out on everyone in such a rough manner, though.
It's her fault for being so blind.
I know the prince tends to pay no mind to her, but he could have broken it to her in an easier way.
Still, it's her fault for getting attached. She's known the prince for years now. If anything, she's more like an adoptive stepsister to him.
I'm still mad at her.
Why? You know she said those things only to hurt you.
I know, but Kuro didn't deserve to be outed like that.
What do you mean?
Sayoko, do you believe that Kuro sleeps with any woman he puts his hands on?
I never said that.
Good, because he doesn't.
Leah, I know you're sweet on that boy, and he's sweet back. But you shouldn't be messing around with him.
We're not breaking the contract. It's all just a little fun.
I'm not worried about the contract. I'm worried about you.
What for?
I know that you really care for Kuro. I just don't want your feelings to get in the way of your judgment.
I understand, Sayoko, but I think I'll be all right. It's not like we can court anyways. So, what about Jacob? I'm assuming that's a no.
I'm not breaking my contract.
You don't have to break it. You can just find a loophole like I did.
I'm not romantically interested in anyone.
Come on, Sayoko. I see how you look at him. It's obvious.
My job is more important than a romantic relationship.
Loosen up, Sayoko. You're in your mid-20s. You're not that old. Live a little.
I'll take your criticism into consideration.
It isn't criticism, it's advice.
Then I'll take your advice into consideration.
Sayoko, is this really how you plan on living your life?
Yes, it is.
Doing hard work, fighting on death's door at any moment?
Yes. Life is a lot better than it was before. And I'd like to keep it that way.
Then I won't pry. Just try to loosen up a little bit. You're only young for so long.
We're the same age, you know.
I know. Sometimes you act as old as one of the nuns.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Get out of my office.
All right, Your Holiness. I'm going for chow. Do you want anything?
I'm quite all right.
A bowl of oats for your gums? All right, it's dinner. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, goddess. I'm trying my best to hide the fact that my stomach is tied in a knot. I can only hope for the impossible. A mistake, an error, a lapse of memory. Anything. Anything except for the truth.
Enter.
Your Highness.
Is there an issue?
Not at the moment. I just thought it'd be best to review these orders you gave. The mission seems very high stakes. With situations like these, it's best to make sure of everything before acting.
Was I not clear enough in the file?
You were very concise, Your Highness. It is only that Kilahara is very unfamiliar to most of the mercenaries.
I've given you a month to prepare them. Besides, you will be there to guide them, will you not?
In Kilahara.
That is what I wrote.
With all due respect, Your Highness, I believe sending me to Kilahara is a poor decision.
Captain, the success of this mission is absolutely imperative. I need you to oversee the operations yourself.
I could send Kuro in my stead. He knows the land just as well as I.
Then bring him along. But you are to go yourself.
Your Highness! You can't possibly force me to do this. I shouldn't have said that. He looked me in the eyes. I thought he would understand. After all these years of dedication to the crown.
I don't believe you dictate what I can and cannot order. I would hope you haven't forgotten our agreement.
Of course not.
Then you'll do as I say. You will bring your best along. You will not fail. That's an order.
Of course, Your Highness.
Good.
That meeting with the Kimuras that I tried so hard to convince myself was nothing. It was something. It had to be. They had to be related. If only I had just asked about it then, maybe I'd have an idea. I had my chances. He's been in a good mood as of recent. My cowardice is what did this to me.
I don't understand why you're still in my office.
I wanted to say something. I wanted to scream and beg and plead with all of my life. My apologies. I'll take my leave. How could he do this to me? I've done nothing but follow orders. All I've ever done is dedicate myself to his life. I've given up on the prospect of a normal life. I'll never be normal. There isn't a point in thinking about it. But at least I thought he could give me this. Peace of mind away from that hell. A new life. Wasn't that the agreement? There's a candle lit. My eyes attracted to the flame like a moth. They always say that it dances and that it carries beauty. But I haven't been able to see it that way ever since. It's small. The flame always starts small, doesn't it? And then you just feed the fire until it's raging and uncontrollable. And all you can feel is the burning inferno against your skin and your soul. The light is blinding. You're helpless. You're dead. I looked at the carpet. It was scorched. And the smoke smell is so similar to before. I thought I was so old back then. So mature, better than the rest. Someone who acted like a professional when I was freshly an adult. The last time I truly sobbed was then, when the wounds were fresh. And there was nothing in my mind except for the hurt and the betrayal and everything the Kimuras did to me. Who wouldn't take an opportunity to leave it all behind? If I didn't agree, I would have died right then and there. I vowed to myself that I'd never return to that God-forsaken kingdom because I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't. It isn't fair. I've played my part as best I can. I've done everything he's asked of me. What did I do to deserve such a cruel punishment? Seiyoko Kina. The young girl who had time to dream about the future and dance around the room died in Kilahara. And I've been forced to visit my own grave.
Hey there, it's me, Giselle from Chapter 15, and you are here listening to Episode 15 of He Who Forsakes the Crown. Congratulations, Chapter 15. Made it past Chapter 15 and past Episode 15, so we're officially 15, 15, 15. If you're here listening, I just want to thank you for the support. It means a lot. I watch the numbers day by day, so those of you who are there, I see you, and I recognize you, and I hope that you see me. This is for the August episode, so I'm hoping it came out on August 4th, but you never know. This episode's a fun one. I think we got into more of the emotional side of writing things because things are going to start picking up after this. Season-wise, we are around the halfway point. We don't know for sure how long the first season is exactly, but it is definitely in the 30s. I'm thinking somewhere like 34, 36. So we are around the halfway point. Lengthwise, Act 2 is like twice as long as Act 1 was. So Act 2 is going to end at episode 22. We do know that for sure. Shout out to Hannah Allen, who sent us a message saying, "Love He Who Forsakes the Crown. I'm usually into more high action or horror audio dramas, but this is absolutely my guilty pleasure romance series. I wish Spotify had review features. 5 stars. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Comments like that really make our day. And to all our listeners out there who aren't listening on Spotify, if you do enjoy the show, write us a review. It helps us out a little by giving us feedback, and it brings our numbers up. Little disclaimer here, as you know, it's August, and a lot of us are in school. You know, Sayo and I are both in school, so please bear with us as we manage our way through the school year and try to accustom ourselves. If you've ever been interested in audio engineering, audio editing, we are always looking for help. You can contact us at our casting call club, or you could contact our Instagram, that's Chapter 15 Studios, or our Twitter, CH15 Studios. Just so you know, we're doing everything nonprofit right now because we don't have any money flowing in, so we can't really get the money flowing out. If you're enjoying the show, tell your friends, tweet about us, post about us. You know where to find us, Chapter 15 Studios on Instagram and Tumblr, CH15 Studios on Twitter, like I just said. And I'd recommend you keep up with this because we've got some things in the works. We may or may not be planning a giveaway, but if you're an actual enjoyer of the show, then I think you'd appreciate our prizes a lot more. So keep up with us. I'll be posting about it everywhere once the details on that come out. One last thing, I think we'll be taking a month off pretty soon just to help catch our footing, as I was saying. So it's probably either going to be the September episode or the October episode, and if we do take an off episode, I will post something else, something fun, just so you don't forget about us. But please keep that in mind. That's all I've got to say this time around. Once again, we appreciate you listening. We are so grateful for all of you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. See ya.
I dipped the pen into the inkwell once more and attempted to draw the flower in front of me. I shouldn't have cut it from the garden, but I did it anyway. Other failed artworks laid about. Was using this much parchment a waste? It isn't my fault that I can't get it right the first time. Then again, they do say art is subjective. I can't say art is my specialty. Back home, I never really had time for the arts. The most I do is hum a small tune or two or bake a pie. I made an attempt at a painting a few days ago, but it's currently sitting in the back of my wardrobe where nobody can see it. It was so frustrating. I had the image in my head, yet my hands could not replicate what I wanted. It's no wonder that artists are so revered for their work. Another failure.
Love the line work.
Oh my goddess.
Apologies. I didn't mean to scare you.
No, it's just... Should you be here right now? What if someone sees?
We agreed to meet at this time. There's nobody around.
I must have lost track of time then. I've been here for hours.
What are you trying to do?
Pick up a hobby, I suppose. They aren't very good, though.
I think they're lovely.
Well, you're just being kind.
Wait a minute.
Oh, do not look at that.
Is this supposed to be me?
No, that's not you.
I think it's me.
Well, you're wrong. It's definitely not you. Well, even if it was of you, that doesn't mean it was for you. I was going to throw it away.
Why?
Because it's poorly made.
I love it.
Ugh, stop it.
No, I do.
Then you have poor taste.
Maybe I do. There. I'll keep it with me. Always. So, taking up art now?
Trying to, at least. I don't think I have a knack for it.
Perhaps it could be your materials. I don't think I've ever heard of artists starting out with writing ink.
I don't think a pen is going to save me from this monstrosity.
Well, it takes years for an artist to become skilled enough to have their work sold. You could always find a teacher. I could arrange it for you.
Thank you, but that isn't necessary. I'm not trying to sell anything, just taking it up to pass the time, I suppose.
Are you bored?
Maybe? To be honest, I just don't know what to do with so much free time. It's like, I feel like for the past year, I've only been trying to survive. But now I can take a step back from everything and look at the big picture. I'm safe. What?
Nothing. I'm happy.
Well, I'd hope so. You know, you're actually really touchy-feely when you get to know you.
I don't think that's true.
You are, though. You are with me.
I wonder why that could possibly be.
Very funny.
Do you not want me to touch you?
I never said that. That just doesn't make sense. If I ever had a problem, I would have said something. I promise you. Besides, I'm touchy too. I always thought that the moment right before you kiss someone was far more intimate than the kiss itself. You're close enough to see the things you normally wouldn't. The little pools of gray and green in his sage eyes. The way his pupils are dilated even in this dark room. The way his eyelashes are much longer than you'd think. You can hear those quiet little breaths, and if you focus hard enough, you can even hear his heartbeat. But that's far too loud to be a heartbeat at this point. No. Those are footsteps, and they're getting closer. Nothing was suspicious about this, of course. Just His Royal Highness and a lady-in-waiting alone in a room together past midnight. All should be well because at least we're 3 feet away from each other.
Pay no mind to us.
Of course, Your Highness.
Something seemed off about Catalina. Even in the darkness, I could see the bags around her eyes. She looked hurt. Not in a physical way, in an emotional way. I heard a tinge of resentment in the way she spoke.
We were just leaving anyway. Don't worry about her. My guards know better than to gossip.
Is she okay? It seemed like something was wrong with her.
She's a scholar. I wouldn't doubt that she's up late studying every night.
Is that all that you think that is?
It's all that I could guess. Apologies for the interruption.
That isn't your fault. It was bound to happen eventually.
Still, it's unfortunate that our time is cut short.
Yes, it is. But I'll see you soon again.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Good night, Zane.
Sweet dreams, Lady Anne. Are you speaking out of your ass?
Your Highness,
You let him get away?
he slipped out of our grasp this morning.
Who's your commander, Lieutenant?
Captain Kyrie, sire.
Captain Kyrie. He knows about this?
Yes, sire. He was in the cell when he escaped.
He what? Where's your captain?
He's at the academy, sire.
Go fetch him.
Sire?
You heard me.
I don't think I have the authority.
Then by the Kingdom of DuPont, he is under arrest until further notice.
Yes, your Highness.
I want him in my office within the next hour. Your life is counting on it.
Yes, sire.
How idiotic.
I agree.
How could they have him trapped within a cell and have him escape within the same hour?
That Wolfsbane is quite the character.
He must be eliminated.
He must.
Both him and Luna. Once they're gone, the rebellion will fall apart.
Luna?
Luna is the failsafe of the rebellion. There were 3 leaders once. Omega, Wolfsbane, and Luna.
How can something function with 3 leaders?
They knew that one of them would get killed at some point. They have 3, so the rebellion won't fall apart after one's death.
I'm assuming Omega was the first one to go.
He was. I had the pleasure of killing him myself.
I'm assuming that he wasn't particularly important.
No, he was quite important. Taking him down was a big victory for the kingdom. Heavy violent attacks stopped after he was executed.
I believe I remember him.
You should. You were present when it took place. I remember it fairly vividly. My father was there.
He was. I remember now.
Now his son is after my head.
They're related.
Like father, like son. Wolfsbane took after his father and led the rebellion with him.
Interesting.
He's seeking vengeance by any means. He's an absolute idiot, but he's smart. Smarter than he wants everyone to believe.
You two are quite similar.
Don't compare me to him.
Why? Is he the villain? Are you the hero?
No. I'm the villain. He's the hero.
Are you expecting to get killed?
No. He'll die a hero.
Your Highness.
What?
Lady Anne of Arundel has requested to see you.
She's here?
Yes, Your Highness.
Bring her in.
Good afternoon, Your Highness.
I wish it was, mademoiselle.
What's wrong?
They caught the head of the rebellion, and they let him escape.
They what?
My thoughts exactly.
How did they manage that?
I don't know. I wasn't even informed he was caught until early this morning.
Zane.
We had him, but somehow, some way, he was able to escape.
What can we do?
Nothing. There isn't anything either of us can truly do.
I'm sorry.
Please, don't be. None of this was your fault. Furthermore, you wanted to see me?
Yes, I do.
Enlighten me, mademoiselle. What makes me worthy of your presence?
I have a gift from Her Majesty.
Queen Rosalia?
Yes, she had me order it for you.
I wonder, what could it be?
His voice is shaky, almost nervous. He seems to be on good terms with his mother. Is he upset at her?
Come in, Captain Kyrie.
You requested my presence, Your Highness.
Yes. Please take a seat.
Of course.
Captain.
Pay no mind to her.
As you wish, Your Highness.
Perhaps you know why you're in here.
You put a warrant out for my arrest.
Other than that?
He escaped.
And why was that, Captain?
Whatever do you mean?
Why did you let him escape?
Your Highness.
Answer the question, Damien.
I wasn't there when it took place.
A guard said that you were.
Then that guard is lying.
I see. How much do you value your job, Damien Kyrie?
It's the only thing that's helping me support my family.
A family? I see.
Why do you ask, Your Highness?
How much do you value your life?
Pardon?
You heard me.
I consider it to be quite valuable, Your Highness.
I see. Keep playing this game with me, Captain. I won't stop until you tell me the truth. How did he get out?
He bested me in combat, Your Highness.
Did he?
Yes. He had a blade hidden in his boots that the guards missed during his inspection.
Please stop this!
Oh dear. I forgot you were here for a moment.
There has to be another way. Please, Zane, have mercy on him.
I suppose I can do that. Just for you. You're lucky that a member of my court is present.
Yes, Your Highness.
Get up. Next time, don't let your pride best you. Keep him in that cell. Pull a little stunt like this again, and I promise you, the last thing your family will receive from you is your helmet and blade. Am I clear, Captain?
I understand, Your Highness.
Go fix the mess you've created.
Yes, Your Highness.
My apologies. I suppose you didn't want to see that.
It's all right. I must get going anyway.
Really, Anne?
Yes?
You're scared, aren't you? Are you scared of me?
No, I'm not.
Please, come. I know I've shaken you up.
No, it's okay. I need to get going. Her Majesty requires my presence.
Oh, right. You must tend to her. Come back once you're done. Okay? That was odd.
It was.
She just walked away from me. She didn't even look back.
That's quite rude.
Did I upset her?
Perhaps. I don't see what's upsetting.
Me either. Was his punishment too harsh?
No. I believe it was justified. I would have done the same thing.
Has she never witnessed violence before?
I'm surprised that she hasn't.
Am I forgetting something? Why did she come in here? Oh, right. The gift. Mother. I'm glad she sent me this. I've been missing her recently. It's quite difficult to scale a tower almost every day. I felt happy. Something I haven't been able to experience in a long time. However, my heart ached. It ached more than usual.
Keep her in your hearts, my son.
Prayer beads. It's wonderful. Thank you, Mother. Despite being able to see you occasionally, I miss seeing you here within these castle walls. You're confined to that tower, barely able to socialize with anyone. That damned disease. I swear by it. I'll free you from your cage.
He Who Forsakes the Crown is an audio drama written and produced by Chapter 15 Studios. Special thanks to our editors, Billy Mizell and Donnie J.M. Starring Charlene as Seoka, Nick Richardson as Jacob, Eric Smith as Zane DeMonte, Julia Orsborn as Rillianne Duvan, Levi Coulter as Leah, Zoe Absher as Catalina, Ranger Fox as Argus, Lost Boy VO as Damien, Bella Cherish as Rosalia and Odette, and Ray Walker as Guard. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Until next time on He Who Forsakes the Crown.